I'm going to show you how to make the most delicious chicken, wrapped in puff pastry, stuffed with mushrooms, the most delicious cream sauce. This is an absolute classic. It's from one of my old cookbooks, Happy Days of the Naked Chef, and this was one of the recipes that people went crazy for. Let me show you how to make it for 4. First up, we're going to do the stuffing, a beautiful mushroom stuffing. So we'll get this onto a medium-high heat. We'll go in with some olive oil, a couple of tablespoons goes in. I'm going to get 2 cloves of garlic, finely sliced. Now, we want to celebrate mushrooms, whether they're mixed, button mushrooms, wild mushrooms, porcini, ceps, it doesn't matter, right? They're all going to be delicious, okay? So look, let's have a look at the mushrooms. Standard stuff, you can break it up. I'm going to chop these up later anyway, so don't worry about this. So as that oil heats up, I don't want it too hot, I'll put this in. I don't want aggressive heat on the oil. I want lovely perfume flavor. I don't want to get the bitterness that you can get from when you get it too golden and brown. Break up the mushrooms. So 250 of mushrooms goes in. I've just turned it up now to a higher heat. Mushrooms are quite a high percentage of water. And what I want to do is start off by frying. I'll get a little bit of seasoning happening as well, salt and pepper. Now, there's a little twist in the method. We're going to put a little lid over the top just for a second, and we're going to drag out that water. So we're going to fry, boil, and then we'll take the lid off, and then we'll fry again. That way, you are going to get the deepest, most delicious tasting mushrooms. That stuffing is going to blow your mind. So now, by the lid coming off, we're going to cook that water away, right? Back to frying. So, over here with the lovely parsley, I'm going to take the stalks, and I'll finely slice those. And then on the leaves, which I'm getting to now, I'm going to go slightly chunkier, and chunkier, and chunkier, and chunkier. And I'm almost thinking of it like spinach, irony and fresh. So the stalk part can go in now, like that. Beautiful color, wastes nothing. And you can see we're cooking away that water, and it won't be long before we're frying again. The smell, amazing. I put the stalk in a little bit earlier than the leaves because they're very delicate and the stalk is more fibrous. But that little extra kind of minute or 2 will just make it a dream. It will make it delicious. And look, you can see the water's gone now. Listen, we're frying again. So, in we go now with the parsley. We can give it a nice little toss around. If you wanted to be geeky, right, and really get into it, you won't believe me, but 4 drips of lemon juice makes the difference. It's like magic, right? Heat off, and these mushrooms are going to be delicious. Now, as it's a stuffing, I'm going to put this onto the board. Really autumnal, deep, dark, and beautiful. So get that all in there. I'll keep this pan for later. You could leave it chunky, but I want it to be a little bit finer. So just use that cross-chopping method to chop up the stuffing to your liking. Also, we're going to stuff this chicken, and it can't be hot, right? It has to cool down. So now, when we've got it a nice fine texture, if you put that across the board, nice and fine, like that, that'll cool down really quickly. Okay, lovely stuffing. I'll put that to one side, have a little clean down. Now, let me show you how to stuff the chicken. It's not tricky, it's straightforward, but it feels and looks quite chefy, right? Which I think you'll like, but I promise you it's really, really simple. And I've got a few little tricks and hacks for you. The first one is, don't ever bother making puff pastry, it's really hard. At home, never, right? Don't get the big blocks that you have to roll out, it's just another job. Get the pre-rolled ones like that. It's nice and easy. They've done all the hard work for you. Just roll it out like that. Get yourself a little knife, and very simply, we're going to go in the middle first, all the way through, and then into quarters. So you have 4 bands of puff pastry. Now, puff pastry is laminated. It's layers of butter and your pastry. So when it cooks, that happens, right? Crunchiness, texture, soaks up sauce, chicken juices. It's going to be amazing, right? So we'll put that to one side. Get yourself a nice tray like that. We'll get a little dish. We just need 1 egg to go into here for egg wash. This will make it really golden and delightful. I'm using greaseproof paper because at Christmas you do not want any risk. And I'll double be sure by a little oil that I'll just rub into it as well. So we're really sure that nothing's going to stick at all. Okay, so now what we have to do is get that stuffing, that mushroom, into that chicken and wrapped with that pastry. We're going to take a chicken breast, so there's no bone, no skin. We're going to take this beautiful chicken breast, we're going to flip it onto its back. Here's the chicken breast like that, flap it open, and in here you have the potential for a stuffing. So we're going to get the tip of the knife and gently, carefully ease that, not quite to the end. And we're just, in slow movements, just make, it doesn't matter how you do it, it doesn't matter if your knife skills are good or bad, just be gentle. And then what you do is create like a little pocket here. And in there, you can stuff, you know, all kinds of wonderful things. Once you've stuffed that in there, then you can literally flap it back over and cover it. And I'll do that to all 4 of these. Find the thick part, tip in, make that little pouch, get your thumb in there, flap it back, you're good to go, right? So look, now what we're going to do is stuff this beautiful chicken. So to do that, I'm going to take a piece of our lovely pastry. You can kind of stretch it a little bit. Just let the weight of it just stretch like that, naturally. We'll put the chicken at the end like this, and we'll take, let's use a spoon. Take some of that lovely stuffing. It's nice and cool now. We can kind of hug it and see how nice and dense that is. So thumb in, make sure the hole's big enough, right? Ram it in there. We'll then use this flap of the fillet here to go over, right? Then what we do is we take this pastry and we just roll it, right? If it splits and tears, don't worry, like just kind of patch it up, but it will be wonderful and it will be rustic. And as that cooks, it's going to cook up and out. Let's do another one. You get better always as you go in. Here we go. Stuffing, take that fillet to cover it up again, and then we're going to roll, keeping it as tight as you can. Beautiful. Okay, so now we're going to egg wash these. Now, that was a fun, simple preparation. This will now go into the oven at 200 degrees Celsius for about 30, 35 minutes until the pastry is golden and gorgeous and delicious and all that lovely stuff. Okay, so that's in the oven. Okay, chickeny hands, there's nothing wrong with it, okay? This is normal cooking, normal preparation. Please don't be scared. Of course, you don't want to go around touching everything in the kitchen, which I haven't. I've used my elbow to open and close the oven. Now I have a nice little clean down, right? And then I'll show you what to do next. And it's going to be absolutely delicious. Okay, so here they are. They look lovely. It smells amazing. I just love this dish. So that was just under 35 minutes. Look at the colour. Really, really nice. So like cooking or roasting any kind of roasting joint, I'm going to let the chicken rest a little bit, just for a couple of minutes. So I'll put them onto a nice board. Imagine this at the dinner table, right? I'm going to show you now probably one of the simplest sauces that you can do. It's really, really fast. So I'm going to put a gas hob on. It's a beautiful, simple mustard sauce that you can use with meat, you can use it with fish, even roasted veggies. It's really, really nice. So heat that up, add a little bit of oil to a pan. We're going to fry some lovely whole grain mustard. About a heaped tablespoon goes in. So as it starts to sizzle like that, just move it around. I'm going to put in a nice little splash of white wine. So half a glass goes in, and then we want to kind of reduce it by half to cook away the alcohol. So it's going to be light, it's going to be fresh, it's going to be mustardy. When this is kind of reduced by half, then I'm going to go in with the cream. So you want to go in with about 150 mils of gorgeous double cream. We'll bring it to the boil. We'll season it with some salt and pepper. So you can see already it looks like a really nice sauce. What I'm going to do is take this chicken breast and do 2 cuts at a slight angle if you like, right? So the first one, go in like that. Look at that, beautiful cross section, utterly gorgeous. Then we go equally down the other way, and we've got the same, right? We can see how beautifully cooked the chicken is. That sauce over there is just coming to a little boil. And we're just going to divide that simple sauce across the plate. Really easy. Look at that. A little bit of the cranberry sauce on the side. You know, a little bit of olive oil. Just give it a little kiss around here. You know, with some lovely steamed greens, you know, some lovely mashed potato. That is going to be an absolute thing of joy. Look at that. Easy to serve. Let's try. Indulgent, rich, exciting. That mushroom just always brings it down to sort of like a deep, humming deliciousness. And the white wine does the opposite with the mustard. It's light and fragrant, and it feels like you've gone to a restaurant, but this you can do in your own home. Absolutely delicious. So what are you waiting for? Get the recipe, get shopping, get cooking, enjoy.